All right, so we're going to start off with a very quick glimpse at process discovery. Process discovery, as I said, which comes before the actual RP automation, is basically for people to discover processes. You can model them by just dragging and dropping certain business tasks like this. It's a sequential flow of different things. You can put conditions and so on. We won't go through a lot of details on this. This is a very high level stuff here. You can break down a process into multiple tasks, and you can record each of these tasks through the recorder, which I will show you as well. Once the recording is done, it can be submitted online. And the idea is to gather more and more information about the process, right, or the task. Let's say there's an order booking task, and somebody has sent a recording up here, which took 47 seconds, I think, and it was submitted here. Let me show you what it looks like. When the recording is done, you can see a full, complete detail of all the different screens that are you able to see. I'm assuming you can all see my screen here. Yeah, you can see a screen flow, screen by screen flow, what happened, all of that stuff. You can also see an application breakdown of how much time was taken in each of these applications in the recording. So you're able to break down all of that stuff. And we can do an opportunity analysis to see where exactly there are opportunities to automate. So for example, here, this particular order booking task is taking 806 hours per year, and $19,000 can be saved if you automate this. So this is a way to assess your opportunities even before you start the RP automation. And then you can promote it if you think that it's a good one to do. And then that's where you land up in the designer, and you can go from there. So obviously, you can design everything from here in the designer, or you can start off with process discovery. So I will go over this a little bit. What is this cloud designer? You probably, people who worked with some of the leading technologies, they probably already know what a cloud designer is. There is a drag and drop set of activities or actions on the left-hand side. You can see there's mouse, keyboard, all of the control elements, looping. There is also in Autosmic, we have bot, task, and subtask, which are just modular units of execution that you can build, and you can kind of build modularly by adding functions inside some of these and reusing them again and again. So I will give you a quick overview of what are these different items, at least the different categories. You can do browser, file, Excel. You can do the simple message box, or you can do like a prompt message box. You can say, hey, I want to ask a question. You can use variables, like you say $V colon means it's a variable, and you can put a message. And then the output of that can go into something else, a different variable, right? Like if you prompted for something and you got an answer, you can put that as a variable as answer. Notice that variables don't need to be defined anywhere. You can just do it on the fly. You can just create variables on the fly. You can reference them on the fly. There is no separate variable creation process, just like some of the other, some other people, they usually have ways to create variables. You can also create a form simply by, if I just had to erase everything, I would use this toolbar on the right. So let me go over that. So on the toolbar on the right, you can launch a recorder, you can create a bot, you can create tasks, subtasks, basically all the creation activities or the opening activities. You can open the bot, subtask, task. You can do template. You can open a template from local disk. You can create a bot from a template. So templates are basically, if you build something in the past and there's a pattern, you can save that as a template, and then that saves you some time. You can build a bot. Instead of building it from scratch, you can build it from a template. Okay, and there is saving the bot, all of these. We're going to use some of these now. So I'm going to just clear off the canvas right now. It's got different things here. So I'm just going to drag and drop a form here, and you'll see the fields. I can put any fields in this. Okay, and then I'm going to save this. When I do that, what happens is you will be able to see this form when I play this. This is a play button here. You see the form here, this popped up here like this. So this is a form that was created just with this one action. Now I can pull out variables out of this out variable. An out variable is always the output of that action. So most of these actions, you will see there's something called as out variable, which means you got did some action and then out gave something. In this case, you're getting a form variable back. It can be form, I mean, my form, anything. It can be anything that you want to, right? It is whatever variable you want to set it to. And this will contain a map of all the values that were inside the form. So if you put like, when you open up the form, you put a value. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So let's simply grab a data structure here. So there is maps, arrays, XML, string manipulation, all of that stuff. You'll see, I think, almost like 100 different actions just in the data structures tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the map. My name of the map was my form. So I'm going to say my form. And I'm going to get a field called name, which is this one here. And I'm going to stick it in a variable called under a lowercase name. And I'm going to show it to you in a message box, right? Simple as that. So note that I put a $V colon name, right? This is a variable's name, and the $V colon name is what gives me the thing here. Okay, I guess we might be running out of time so quickly, huh? That's your order. I think we have another 10 minutes or so. Let me try to complete some of this very quickly. So if we do run out of it, I'll just send you another meeting so that we can extend it. Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to run this, save this one, and I'm going to run this. And when I run this, the form appears here, and I'm just going to put name here. I'm just going to leave everything else blank. And you will see that the message box came up with the name Dilip, because that's what we put in the variable here. So essentially, there's a way to build bots like this just by drag and drop and execute it. Now, there's also a toolbar called Autosmic Easy Buttons, which allows you to launch it from here. You can just run any bot from here. Anything that you save in the designer or even record will come up here. So for example, new is right here. I'm going to click on new. The form came up, right? And I submitted that. I got hello 123. So you can launch it from this, or you can launch it from here, the play button here. So all of that is possible. And so that's kind of the cloud designer in a nutshell and how you build bots in this. There is more advanced things down here as you go. There is, we have, because we are computer vision based, there's a lot of image based looping, image matching, and so on. I guess we'll talk about that more in the advanced section of it. Okay. Now that, any questions so far? I'm just trying to monitor the chat here so that we don't miss out any questions here. I'm assuming everybody's following. Okay, so I want to quickly show you how a recorder works. So this is my toolbar, which does recording. Okay, so this is a toolbar which works on the from the desktop. So both this and this are on the desktop, and this is, as you can see, is a cloud-based designer, right? So it's all integrated together, so to work very seamlessly. So anything that you save from here will get saved locally on this machine, and the bot will be available on this if you refresh it. If you just refresh this, you will get the bot on this when you save it. So I'm going to do a simple recording here. I'm going to just go record. Notice that I hit record, it disappeared. Okay. At this point, you can do anything on your screen, everything will get recorded. So I'm going to go click on this thing here, and let's say I'm going to search for something. Apples. Okay, escape out of that. If you hit escape, the recorder comes back. Okay, and what I'm going to do is now play this. Okay, so you saw that it did exactly what I did, which is it played everything, and then the recorder came back. So I'm going to show this, hit this as demo training. Okay, I'm going to save that bot. When I save that bot, that's going to come up here on this toolbar. So let's look at where the demo training is. There you go. So demo training was just created just now. I'm just going to click on this demo. Oh, this is a different one. Sorry. Okay, I think I know what happened. I had done one more before this. Let me start off. one more time on the recorder. The recorder is, as I said, it's a desktop-based tool. You can start it from a desktop as well. Once you install this correctly, you will be able to see an icon on your desktop. And I'll quickly get to that problem that I think one of you had pointed out that there was an installation issue. I'll get to that soon after this. Okay, so let me do the recording right away. So I'm going to click, go to the Google thing, Apple's, escaped out of that, click on this, demo training, save the bot. Okay, so now demo training here should have changed to go to that. All right, so this is very straightforward. Just simply did a record and play. It's nothing. So now what if you want to not just look for apples, you want to look for anything dynamic, like you should be able to give what you want to look for. Okay, so what you want to search for. So what we'll do is we'll record this thing, but now this time we won't give it the apples, we'll give something else. Okay, so I'm going to hit record, go to this one here, and I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to hit the insert key on my keyboard, insert key. When I hit the insert key, I can create any variable like this. So I'm going to say search text is my name of my variable. Okay, and I say okay. And now I'm going to just hit enter on this, which means what I intend to do is that the bot should put that search text in there and hit enter. Okay, so I'm going to escape. The recorder has so far only done a couple actions. One is click on that thing and then hit the get the variable and then enter, right? So I'm going to play this now and see what happens. Okay, so now there's a dynamic variable involved. So let's play this. Okay, so it realizes that there is a dynamic variable, so it doesn't know what the value is. So let me do this. I'm going to save this as demo training again. And now let me hit the demo training from here and let's see what happens. Okay. It's looking for the search text. Okay, so let's say I'm going to give it bananas this time. Okay, so now I'm going to submit this. So you see that it has now typed bananas there. So the bananas was a dynamic text. So now what we have actually built is a dynamic way to do this. I guess I can't really admit somebody at this point. I'm going to clear that. Okay, so what you see here is essentially a way to build bots with dynamic variables as well on the fly, right? You're actually doing this on the fly while you're doing the recording. So you can create variables like that. Now, you can have those keywords be put in through a form, or you can actually call it through an API. There are many ways to do that. There's also ways to read Excel files or simple files and just drag and drop that here, and then you'll be able to read the values from the Excel as well. So that, I think, might be something that we should cover in a different session, given the time here. Any questions so far? I think you're pretty much being quiet. Any questions? Let me know. I think that's important to make sure that you guys are syncing up with this. So if you want to unmute yourself and do that, I'm going to just take a step back and see what else we have to cover in terms of the time limit we have here. Yeah, feel free. Anybody out there? No questions? So we just did the Google search dynamic key. I'm not sure if did I lose you guys? Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to actually start off with the one more thing, the browser side of things. Okay, thanks, Hari. So I'm going to do the other one, which is the bot chaining. I already did the form. I can do the form, record, and play as well, but form, the browser, and the bot chaining. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So if I wanted to go simply into this new, I'm going to erase everything that we have so far. Note the controls here. So there is this thing which kind of puts everything into perspective. You should have these here, and you can double click on it, make it bigger, or you can zoom in, zoom out, put that in perspective. So use these controls as needed. There is this toolbar here which can do copy, delete, things like that when you select certain items. So I'm just going to do a very simple, very basic bot, which just opens up a website. That's it, as simple as that. So I'm going to just drag Chrome open and www. Let's say walmart.com. And I'm going to save that and I'm going to play it. Once I play this, you'll notice it's going to walmart.com. As simple as that. Now, this bot can be launched from here, or you can launch it from even here on the toolbar here. If you click on this one here as well, it will launch the Walmart. So the bot has already been built, right? Now, what if I wanted to now